Hello, welcome to the channel QPK News. Please subscribe to the channel to follow the latest news of the day. Controversy was caused by Wang Junkai's performance in the film that grossed over 2.5 billion yuan at the box office. The new film was mocked for its acting like bangs, which had not changed in the past 10,000 years. The Journey Home, which was arguably the best film of 2022, was selected to serve as the official film selection for the nation's National Day celebration. It reached 400 million in just 3 days after it was released, and the popularity increased by a factor of 2 thanks to word of mouth. It not only ended up being the most successful of the National Day films, but it also assisted star Wang Junkai in surpassing the 2.5 billion yuan mark at the box office. This accomplishment was made possible because of the film. The news that Wang Junkai's starring box office broke 2.5 billion was published on October 3rd and can be found by using the hot search. According to the data provided by Maoyan Professional Edition, as of 15:58 on the 2nd of October, the box office earnings of works starring Wang Junkai had surpassed 2.5 billion yuan. This information comes from the box office earnings of the works. It is generally agreed upon that Wang Junkai's films, Returning Thousands of Miles, Broken Bridge, Resolving Worry Grocery Store, and 1921, as well as his upcoming works, Hedgehog and 749 Bureau, are all worthy of the title of masterpieces. The movie Returning Thousands of Miles is currently showing in theaters across the country. Concerning these statistics, however, internet users have stoked a fire of controversy. According to the statistics from that day, there are approximately 1 billion movies in which Wang Junkai appears. These films feature both dramatic and romantic plotlines. A number of people who used the internet investigated it and then reported what they discovered. Over 200 million people have watched Broken Bridge, over 200 million people have watched A J.O. Grocery Store, and over 500 million people have watched The Way Back. As a direct consequence of this, it is unknown where the $2.5 billion that are referred to in the title came from. After some time had passed, various users of the internet came to the realization that the 2.5 billion box office total included movies such as 1921 and The Great Wall. According to the perspective of some individuals, this method is regarded as the conventional way to count the box office earnings of actors, provided that the actors are included in their respective box office totals. This viewpoint is held by some individuals. On the other hand, there are people who hold the opinion that because the word starring is written, it can only be counted once, and that including all of the participants is an action that is completely unnecessary. These people are under the impression that this is true because it is written there. The acting abilities displayed by Wang Junkai in the recently released movie The Way Back are also the subject of debate, and they have been the target of a great deal of ridicule. This is in addition to the controversial star who helped bring in a record-breaking $2.5 billion at the box office, which is also controversial. We are all aware that Homecoming is the star work of the National Day file, and that it has not only achieved reverse decline at the box office, but that it is also experiencing rising word of mouth. This is something that has been brought to our collective attention. In addition, the story and the details are additional points, and it has hit the hearts of an uncountable number of audiences. This theme of the main theme hits the National Day file, which is in line with the tone of the movie. It should come as no surprise that not a single person or piece of work is perfect in every conceivable way. Users have still suggested filling a sizable portion of the available slots for the discussion topic, Returning Thousands of Miles. Some viewers praised Zhang Yi's acting abilities in Homecoming, saying that in the movie, he shows no reluctance in the design of rushing forward, but he has concerns and timid appearance, which is very close to reality and also makes the audience feel that they are greater. These comments were made in reference to the fact that Zhang Yi plays a character who has no reluctance in the design of rushing forward. They stated this because of Zhang Yi's performance in the film, which gives the audience the impression that they are more powerful than they actually are. In addition to this, he stated that this should be a role conflict that the screenwriter purposefully created in order to advance the plot, and he referred to this as the screenwriter's plot. The part of Cheng Lang, which was played by Wang Junkai, was reportedly a bit out of mind, according to the audience. However, this was not the only criticism the audience had. Other members of the audience pointed the finger squarely at Wang Junkai, despite the fact that the audience was simply releasing their frustrations at the moment. Several users on the website made light of the following. In the films that Wang Junkai directs, other actors are responsible for acting, and Wang Junkai is responsible for beauty. However, both of them are able to carry out their responsibilities in a way that is clear and concise. It's excellent. People made statements such as, "I feel normal after watching it. Wang Junkai's acting skills are pulling his hips," while others went so far as to say, "Acting skills are like bangs, they won't change for thousands of years." Given how much he pulls his hips, is Wang Junkai's performance really as good as some audience members claim it to be? Chang Lang, a diplomat, is portrayed by Wang Junkai in The Journey Home, where Wang Junkai acts as Chang Lang. At first, he was only involved in the evacuation of Chinese citizens working overseas, and he is scheduled to return to China on the same day as the other Chinese nationals. As a result of the escalation of tensions and the lack of staff in the embassy, Chang Lang was given the order to forego the opportunity to return home and instead assist with the evacuation operation. This was because of the lack of staff in the embassy. Despite his lack of experience, the young diplomat Chang Lang is brave and unyielding in his approach to conflict resolution. It is the first time that people have gone deep into the war zone to participate in the evacuation of overseas Chinese, which unavoidably gives people the feeling of holding back. However, this is all part of the setting in the play, and it is also Chang Lang's development. The play takes place in China during the Second Sino-Japanese War, 1937 to 1945. It is possible to say that The Journey Home witnessed not only the development of Chang Lang but also the development of Wang Junkai. This is something that can be said with some certainty. Further citation is required. To say that his acting skills are terrible would be an understatement, because they are even worse than pulling the hips. His acting abilities are naturally incomparable to those of Zhang Yi, who has won numerous awards for Best Actor, and the play does not contain a great deal of highlight moments. As a student who graduated after the year 1995,